something I'm cognizant about recently is poses and like getting a better repertoire of poses for photos. How would you encourage one to go about exploring poses, new poses for photos on camera?
Honestly, sometimes it is kind of weird, but sometimes when you exaggerate movement in a photo or like poses in a photo, you might feel like it's really strange or weird, but for some reason it works on the lens. So sometimes even, of course, it depends on the kind of photo that you want to take, right? If you just want a selfie, well, I don't know, position the camera in different angles and also position yourself like probably not so much like with your body backwards, but a little more up front. Play
Okay.
with things, play with your expressions. So it's also about yourself and also letting go of that tension. Don't think that you're taking a photo. Don't think that someone's taking a photo of you. Just like let the body be. Get relaxed. Why are
So
are you considering like any more poses or what's going on there?
so something I'm aware of
Mhm.
in the things I want to do, I have to get better at marketing.
Okay.
And so my social media is like pretty uh lacking in that category.
Okay.
So I've been told I gotta put more photos of myself on there.
Okay.
And so then I want to figure out poses where it's not just like me like smiling like
Yeah.
in front of the camera. Like uh show some range, you know? Or just like other than
Then the peace sign.
uh so I'm exploring some different poses, some but it goes back to I read Da Vinci's biography
Okay.
late last year, and he was big in connecting art and science together. And so he was all about observation and um observation, I would say. So in his paintings, it's about he would understand kind of the human body and anatomy in a way where the external is communicating the internal. So everything that your body is doing, or it looks, whatever someone else can observe of you, they can get a sense of what's going on internally, right? And so with photography or film, body language and the expression is so important to communicate what you want the viewer to feel or think, right?
Yeah. Like it is very interesting that you bring up like body language in acting because today I was watching Prisoners with my class. We were watching the movie in class. Have you seen that movie?
Prisoners.
Yeah. It's with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman, Viola Davis, Paul Dano, I think that's his name. Have you seen the movie? No?
No, is it a newer one? I
No,
haven't seen a lot of movies. So
it's like a 2013 movie, so it's kind of like 10 years old now. If you think
okay.
about it. But it's really good. And something that I like about that scene, it's Jake Gyllenhaal. It's really good at just like sometimes not saying anything and just look at the camera, and then you can feel what the
Mm.
character is feeling, right? Because of the expression of his face. And I think that's fantastic, right? For example, in that movie, he's a police detective or something like that, and he's well, I'm not gonna spoil it to you, but
Okay.
he's a detective, right? And there's scenes where he's actually like very annoyed, but he doesn't like say something, but you can see it in his face, and you can truly feel it, like, and you're like, like, okay, you know that. So I think it is very interesting how, yes, the facial expressions, or even just like, I don't know, like raising your brows in certain ways, like actually shows something different, even in the way that you raise your brows. Exactly, right? It can be kind of like surprise, or it can be like something like, are you serious? Like, I don't know. It is a different meaning, right? It has a different meaning. So yeah, I would say just play around with the poses. Like, you love reading, so why not trying some poses with books? That could be cool for your marketing strategy.
Yeah. Have you ever people probably practice that, don't they? Like facial expressions in the mirror.
Yes, you have to. It is kind of weird, but yes.
So when I was go ahead.
Oh, you go.
When I was in Mexico City I went to the Frida Kahlo Museum, or the house, Casa Azul. And she was really into photography. So she had these different poses. And she would remark how important the visual is in creating something larger. And for her, I mean, nowadays people would say it as like your personal brand or whatever, but she would use photography to explore her own emotions and just like play with it. That just like, it stuck out to me at the time.
And also, if you think about it, she was, I mean, of course, she's a painter, right? But she used to do a lot of self portraits, right? And she
Yeah.
used to say, I don't remember exactly the words, but she always said that she used to paint herself the most because that's what she knew, right? And it's knowing yourself, in a way. And I love that phrase. I love that quote, because sometimes, like, yeah, my Instagram's full of selfies, right? But even then, like, I try to always, like, if I take selfies, like, I don't know, showing different character in a way sometimes. So it is fun. And actually, I took a couple of years ago, I took some modeling classes, and I took the photos especially because I wanted to learn what it's like to be in front of the camera, in order for me to be able to help the people that I work with poses, one of them, and also how to actually like feel a little bit more freedom in front of a camera, because it is intimidating. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Tell me more about this modeling class and what you learned.
You actually learn how to exaggerate movement. And that's what it is. Like, sometimes you have to exaggerate things. Like, if you think of high fashion, the poses, they look very strange and they feel very strange. But actually, when you see them in the cover of a magazine, or when you see them in galleries, they work. And it's all about moving the body and being a little bit more comfortable with, like, getting away from the stiffness of just like crossing your arms, or just like the peace sign, you know?
So stiffness comes across as strange to viewers, or unnatural, or not free, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like, not.
And also think of it in terms of like film. Imagine if we had movies, where we have some movies, right? Where the actors aren't just like embodying the characters, or they don't feel comfortable. Like, it would be really strange to watch a movie where like there's a lot of stiffness, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's mostly about the body. Yeah, I don't know.